All right, good people. This is MysterE dialing in live to me and recorded to you, of course, from the River House, the headquarters of Compassion Economy in Boulder. And I've got the 514 Taurus deck with me, 5 suits of the play of all the characters that came through the River House, this community that I've been shepherding, and the Wisdom Oracle, also of the Black Sheep. I've got 4 Wisdom Oracle cards down now, and this is the BS report. My gosh, it must be number 68, coming up on 69 tomorrow, and then an eclipse. Wow, what an interesting time we are living in right now. So my job, and the way I see it, is just to give you a little inspirational message. Let the cards come out. We'll tell a little story. We'll do a 14-minute thing. My job is simply leave you a little bit better than I found you. I'm reading for the collective, and what I'm reading is our evolutionary journey. And we have a little center here in Boulder called the River House Universe, where we've been experimenting with these ideas for years, and these are all the photographs on our tarot deck about the great, beautiful journey of love that we've all been on here. And so hopefully our wisdom, our experience, our intent, it's going to lift us all up. And that's what the Black Sheep are doing. They're coming together to form the most auspicious herd of the absurd, to show folks that, you know what? We are the wardens. We can set ourselves free. You know, we've been pushed aside, some of us, Black Sheep, a lot of us been projected upon perhaps and made wrong, you know, our whole life, even growing up, a Black Sheep. Well, the Black Sheep are the wisdom keepers perhaps, and we're discovering that what the real message is we learn from all of our trials and tribulations how to be self-compassionate. It really is time for compassion, and that when we look at every single person in the eyes of compassion, that it develops trust. It develops trust, and that compassion then becomes a new economy where we all see each other as divine beings and we all care for one another because that's our natural order. And we don't have to really do anything except to just share the message of love that we're all the warden and the prisoner of our own life. And if we each keep following the choices that feel right, in other words, the entire mess that we live in economically and the way our structures are built, everything was built in the mind. Look at going after me. So what we do to get away from the ego is we follow the choices that feel right. When we follow the voices that feel right, then we end up in situations where everybody wins in the dream. Everybody gets what they want. You know, you keep following the choices that feel right. We have enough for everybody on this planet, for everything that they could possibly require. All we need to do simply is to bring compassion to the mix and get the resources and everything and the education and the communities and everything back to a balance, because we're seeing everybody as the same, you know. Okay, what do we got for the Black Sheep today? Let's get a message. We're going to pull 7 cards. The first card will be the central theme of it. And then I'll do a wheel where I'll pull 6 more cards around it. And then the 7th card is the outcome card of the read. And we'll just see what the Black Sheep want to say. Wow, look at that. The Chief Alchemist for 2 out of the last 3 days has now come out as the central focus. So his message is trust your magic, which interestingly enough came up on the bottom of the Wisdom Oracle deck. So when we get something on the bottom of the deck, it's the foundation. So now we've got the foundation of the read in terms of the Wisdom Oracle and the Magician card, which is the Chief Alchemist in our deck, together. So that's a pair, beautiful way. So it's like trust your magic, you know, that's what we're doing. There's an eclipse happening in 2 days. We're at the very end of the lunar cycle, day 27. And today's idea is I am the trust and the trust is me. I am the trust and the trust is me. I am the trust and the trust in me. In every person, a god or a goddess lives. That's what the 4 of New Earth, that's our new suit. 5 suits. You know, every card deck in the world has 4 suits, and we've added the 5th suit called the New Earth, the element of compassion, to give us new outcomes. We want to see life differently. We want to see it through the eyes of compassion or Christ, or however you want to look at it. It's to see that everybody's innocent. Really bring compassion. See everybody in their thing. And then the inner strength card comes out. So another major arcana. So we got the major arcana of the Magician card and then the inner strength card, which are sandwiching the 4 of New Earths. So beautiful. So, yeah. I'm so glad you're with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're in that last part of the lunar cycle where we say, thank you, that was worth it. Whatever we experience, let's be grateful. We talked about that yesterday. Our prayer right now is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because this is when the moon is setting up in its perfect alignment to open the door for us to receive something magnificent. All we got to do is just see perfection now is our guideline in this part of the lunar cycle. See perfection now, for only perfection exists. What is happening now is divinely orchestrated. See perfection now, for only perfection exists. What is happening now is divinely orchestrated. That is incredible. So as I'm saying that, who pops out of the deck but Saint Germain? Oh my gosh, Saint Germain. And what does he say? Trust your magic. Wow. Okay, so we've got Saint Germain and the Chief and the Wisdom Oracle saying trust your magic. So this is about as good as it gets right here. This is about as good as it gets. Wow, look at that. Trust your magic. Okay, so we're going with that right now. Whatever we've been doing, whatever we've been thinking, whatever we've been involved in, whatever we've been up to for the last 27 days in advance of this eclipse has set us up perfectly to receive something amazing right now. That's what these cards are saying. The trick is very simple, and it's not a trick at all. It's just going back to the truth, says Saint Germain. Go back to the truth. Every single person is a divine being, every single person. And if you see that, then you activate your magic. And the inner strength is not what we think it is. The inner strength is the inner light that comes shining out when we see everybody in the divine light. And then the divine light begins to change our lives in a fundamental way for a more compassionate way of being with the world. You know, all we got to do is keep following the choices that feel right. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. It's very simple. The ego complicates. Truth is very simple. Truth is very simple. All right, what do we got? We need 3 more cards. What an incredible read. This is really something else. Wow, 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords comes up. Daggers in our deck. Daggers in our deck. So, leaving behind a difficult situation with a smile on your face. And it's free will is the poem that goes with that. It's like free will. So we have the free will in any given moment to take any situation that happens to us and change our mind, right? I mean, what if the situations that we found ourselves were the magic trick? You know, here we were saying, oh my God, they did this, they did that, it was terrible. You know, what if it's a magic trick? You know, anything that disturbs our peace, if we can come to a place of leaving it, you know, our rear view mirror, you know, it's like whatever happened in the rear view mirror, we're okay with. We see it all as magic. So it's like trusting our magic, trusting our life journey is taking us to the places. As long as we keep following the choices that feel right, keep following the choices that feel right. The magician, who's the central character in this read so far, is, in terms of where everything's revolving around, is what is in his mind is what is created. You know, if the chief alchemist or the magician or any of us have a problem in our minds and it's going to keep replicating itself through our memory banks and make us not feel good, and then also in life itself, you know. Wow. Okay, so here comes the Sun card, and we've seen this 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row now, or 3 out of the last 4 or something. This is transparency. And now it's in the 6th position, moving up towards the outcome. I'm curious to see if we're going to see a moon card here today or tomorrow, and maybe get the sun and the moon in the same one, right? But this is really saying transparency. It's transparency that sets us free. It really is. The sun is always shining. We live in a transparent universe. We've been exploring this theme. If you knew the world was transparent, you would treat it as such. You would just simply be straight up with everybody and yourself. And so the universe, the planet that we live on, the experience that we're having, if you are withholding anything, then you live in a universe where it's transparent, but you think you're holding things off to the side. You know, you're scared to heal. It's your ego convincing you not to be transparent because that's unsafe. No, it's not true at all. The only safety rests in being with the light. And you can't be with the light. You can't be with the light. You're not able to leave difficult situations behind with a smile on your face and say, I'm ready to walk into something new. I'm really ready to walk into something new. The way I have looked at the life and the way I have judged life and the way I've tried to control things has made me awfully created some, suffering for myself that I can see now that I live in a transparent universe, and when I'm transparent with the universe, when I'm transparent with everybody in my community, I'm transparent with what's going on with me, then life is going to treat me very differently, much kinder. So the more people that see that, then we have a compassionate economy. So our message is today, we are the wardens. Each one of us are the wardens. And it's right next to the card. This is in every one a god or goddess lives, right? Okay, so that's easy. So that's how we get out of jail. Right? The inner strength is letting that light come into us, says the chief alchemist. And that gives us the inner strength. The inner strength is really, really, really in the compassionate heart, in the light coming through the heart. Yes, says Saint Germain, trust your magic, trust your magic, trust who you are as you are, trust you're the divine person, the being that you are, trust that and forget about the rest of it. Remember today's idea is I am the trust and the trust is me. I am the trust and the trust is me. So we're looking for perfect outcomes. If we need to ask Saint Germain for help and we realize that we need to walk away from a situation or even leave it with our mind and be in forgiveness with it, then we can call upon the ascended masters and say, shine your light on this situation. I've tried to do this situation. I've tried to let go. I've tried to forgive. I don't know how. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to forgive and let go of this situation and move into my power. Trust your magic. Trust your magic. Seeing everybody as the divine light is the answer. That lets you out of jail. It lets us all out of jail. And we can tell people. We can share that with people. It's a very simple truth. And then the outcome is the 3 of coins in our deck. And that's picture of a wedding of sacred union, twin flames, beautiful friends. This is a watershed moment for us this weekend. We may not recognize it. It may not be something that comes into our life that totally just changes and shifts, but underneath, subtly, something, if you're open to it, it'd be like, you don't want to do too much on the solstice. I mean, the eclipse. What you want to do is you want to be really easy and gentle with yourself. Set some intentions, recognizing that this weekend is really powerful. Yeah, and look at that. On the foundation of the deck is make an offering. Make an offering. Simply make an offering. Who can you give to right now? Who can you give? Who can you give a message of love to? Who can you reach out to? Who can you support? Who can you, it's interesting because, if we start helping us, if whatever you're focused on Saturday is going to be what really flowers in your life. So if you really want something to flower in your life, then, dedicate. Yesterday we talked about cleaning up our messes and getting into an honest relationship with everything in our life so that we weren't carrying things that were unresolved into this eclipse. So any way you can do that, great. And then honor the eclipse by sitting still. Trust your magic, everybody. Trust your magic. Trust your magic. Keep following the choices that are feeling right. The compassionate economy, what we all want, comes from our vision. How do we see everybody? Do we see everybody as their own warden? Do we see them as a god or a goddess? Do we see them with the divine light? Are we trusting our magic? Are we in a situation where we can have a smile on our face about what's in our rearview mirror? Are we there? Can we get there? What can we do there? Who can we be transparent with? And the 3 of coins, really, it's really 2 people going to a third for help, or assistance or a witness. Who can we surround ourselves with? And who can be a witness to my life? Who can be a witness to what I struggle with? Who can be a witness to what I really want to create in life? Okay? And if I keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, make the offering, I'm grateful for my life, I'm grateful for my life, I'm grateful for my life in this moment of the eclipse, no matter what it is, no matter what has happened to you, I am grateful, thank you, thank you, thank you, 14:44 on the clock. then this eclipse will bring amazing things, amazing things. And if your people are not there, when what happens is that what's not transparent is going to become transparent, and it might get rocky. All right, God bless. Make it a fabulous, fabulous day. Thank you so much. Please share, like, comment, whatever, all those things, all those things. There's people out there that would love this message. All right.